This is Fort Ord, California, or what's left of it. This was a place where more than 1 million homesick young men became soldiers. There was a lot of life here, and a lot of history. And so it went. World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, and then it was over. Goodbye, Army. Goodbye, jobs. Goodbye to nearly 1/3 of Monterey County's gross revenues. But it is an ill wind that blows no good. At the historic East Garrison, instead of devastation, there is life.
So we're working with all the stakeholders and ourselves who would like to do a mixed-use, mixed-income, compact residential village with a town center. So we incorporate all the stakeholders, their visions, our visions, and we're trying to mold that into, a project. Smart growth is really economically making sure that it's viable from the beginning and sustainable. And that way, by including housing opportunities, what we call full spectrum housing opportunities, from small apartments, affordable apartments and townhomes and row houses and condos, all up through the whole gamut of housing, through single family, small lot, attached and detached and larger lot. You really have a housing spectrum that you can be raised in as a young kid, grow up into a larger single family house with your own family, then move back down into an apartment later on if you want to stay in that community. And that's smart planning.
It's a crisis that brings people together. And I think that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing government, we're seeing business, we're seeing nonprofits and others, really the whole community coming out to talk about addressing this housing crisis. I'm really happy to see that we have this kind of collaboration taking place, that even nonprofits like CHUSPA can be invited to the table.
Smart growth has a lot of underlying goals and objectives, but of particular importance here, it has to do with compact, mixed use, mixed income, especially affordable development that clusters development together and avoids some of the things that we're seeing in typical developments in the county, especially sprawl. There are so many things that are unique about this site. I think everything is unique about this site. Its location, its history, its landscape, its microclimates. It's hard not to get excited. The difficult thing is to, I think, pull together all the different unique aspects and make sure that you respect them but still blend them into a design which is functional. So often in new places, neighbors don't get to know each other. They have a big garage out front, and you have to get out in front of your garage just to go next door and meet the neighbor. But the idea here is that there'll be homes, modest homes, but homes with porches and amenities that we see in traditional neighborhoods here in the county, such as Pacific Grove or traditional communities, Monterey. Even Salinas has good examples of this. And if people here associate themselves with part of a larger community, we would consider that a success.
What we see is the opportunity to provide low-cost space for artists to produce and arts organizations to organize. And we're engaged now through the good offices of Woodman Development Company. We're engaged in a planning process where we can integrate our program with the other programs in a constructive and I guess the term would be symbiotic fashion. We're hoping to be able to use an 80-acre section of the East Garrison of Fort Ord. And we see this as the nucleus of a community or a village that would be, while not exclusively focused on the arts, would, if you were to visit it, be decidedly evident as an arts center.
Typically, when a project is proposed, we receive a product that has had a considerable amount of thought and effort placed into it up to that point, so it's perceived to be a finished product. With the East Garrison project, we were invited at the ground level to help design and to give concurrence with what was being proposed at the beginning, rather than waiting to review it on a plan check level.
And we are beginning to see that what we would have done if we had had the opportunity back in '91 would not have been this kind of a product. This is a premier product. This is moving the process along in a very palatable and in a very thoughtful manner, because the product is so good for the community.
We are watching real estate redevelopment practiced as democracy. 3 public workshops, 18 months of planning, an environmental impact report for the 244 acres at the ready. After years of pioneering effort, the cornerstones of East Garrison are emerging. They are historic preservation, the retention, restoration, and return of abandoned buildings to useful life. Homes affordable by design. Compact, single-family houses, live-work units, 2- and 3-story townhomes, and urban apartments to meet a wide range of income and family needs. 1,400 efficient and simply designed homes, all with high levels of attention to design and construction, while maintaining affordability. Arts. Within the arts neighborhood are 450 homes. It is an arts habitat. Here the public can live amidst or mingle with working artists. There is space for artists to live, to create, and to present their work. Here, appreciation of visual, performance, and literary disciplines is accessible to all. Community. East Garrison is to be an inclusive village, embracing all ages and economic status. A place where, from the outset, homes are set aside for the workforce. Built around a town center and sprinkled with neighborhood parks and gathering places for special events and festivals. A real town with its own library, police, and fire stations, all within walking distance. It is an environmentally sensitive, socially equitable, economically viable community.